Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Urban Update. I'm Byron Barnett. I have never been far from a challenge, and even though they are usually painful, they shaped and molded me into who I am today. That's a quote from Lei Wang, adventurer extraordinaire. Born into a modest Chinese family in the province of Jiangsu during China's Cultural Revolution, she grew up with her grandparents while both of her parents worked. She says it was a tough life, but also fun. She says she had very little to make do with, but she remembers spending happy weekends catching fish, shrimp, cicadas, and cooking them as her favorite snacks. Now she's going to be on top of the world, and she has a great story to tell. Welcome to Urban Update, Lei Wang. Well, let me start with, what is the meaning of 7 plus 2, and what does it have to do with you?
The 7 plus 2, that means the 7 summits. That is the highest mountain on each of the 7 continents. Then the 2 means the North Pole and the South Pole. So far in the world, there have been less than 10 people finished both the 7 summits and the 2 poles, and I am only 1 mountain away from finishing that. That's Everest is the last one.
So the 7 summits, as you say, of the 7 highest peaks and on the 7 continents, and the two poles, North and South Pole, you are going to be be the 11th person, is it?
10th or 11th, depends on who else finishes.
10th or 11th person to basically be at all of those. And your last summit is going to be Mount Everest. You're coming up. Tell me, why in the world, what motivated you to do something like this?
I think it's probably a combination of my personality, my desire, and also some other factor that triggered the whole thing. I think from young, I know I like challenge. I like to explore things, but I was never exposed to the outdoor environment. So in 2001, when I was studying MBA at Wharton, I got an opportunity to go to Cotopaxi, that is in Ecuador, and that's my first time seeing a snow mountain. And then I didn't think too much about the mountaineering, but after I moved to Boston in 2004, I watched more documentary movies, read books, learned more about it, then just triggered that kind of desire in my head, like, oh, I want that kind of challenge. So I start seeking out how to train and how to plan the trips.
And once again, just for emphasis here, now you have climbed at this point 6 of the 7 summits in the world, the highest peaks, the highest mountains, the highest peaks on each of the 7 continents, and you've skied the North and the South Pole. You've got one summit left, and that's Mount Everest. What was that like being at the top of those peaks?
Most people probably think you must be really excited, really happy. Actually, when I was on the top of each of the mountain, I was only having a temporary relief. Oh, okay, I made it. Now I'm so concerned, am I going to be able to get down safely? So you're not relaxing until you get off the mountain. So on top of the mountain is not a moment you celebrate. Wow.
Now you say there was, I think you've written that this was a self-realization that occurred for you by this whole experience. What did you learn about yourself?
I think it's a process of continuously discovering myself, like especially on personal strengths. Before I started climbing mountains, I know I'm a strong person, but I didn't know how much strength I have until I say, wow, I climbed this. I cannot believe I can overcome this. So that made me become more self-confident, become more positive. So when I'm not climbing mountains, when I see the challenge in life or in career, I feel like, I know this is a very difficult situation, but I know I'm so strong. I know I can handle that. I know I'll survive.
What's it like to train for something like this? You can't just go out and walk up to the top of the peak of a mountain like this.
Definitely, you have to train, follow many years rigorous training and learning process. And I have a personal trainer, Dave Mimond, from My Strength Discovery. He designed a very good plan for me to follow.
And how long have you been doing this?
I have been training since 2004, but the rigorous preparation for Everest started last October.
But as far as the other peaks, I mean, I guess when did you climb your first peak?
First peak among the 7 summits at Kilimanjaro, I did in 2003 as a tourist. at that time I wasn't thinking about climbing yet. Only was thinking, oh, Africa, that's a romantic place. So I want to just climb the Kilimanjaro at that point.
And you talk about the training and everything. Is the difficulty of doing it? Is it harder psychologically or physically in terms of the discipline that it takes for something like this?
Actually, appear to be physically, but I think you're on the right point. It's more mental. Because a lot of time the training can be really painful, can be really boring, under bad weather, in the dark night, you're by yourself. How you push through that is more mental process. Your body actually not really pain. It's your mind trying to see how I'm going to survive through that.
Okay, we're going to take a little break here. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Lei Wang, adventurer, mountain climber extraordinaire. Talk about your upcoming project, climbing to the top of Mount Everest. Stay with us. We'll be right back. As of 2009, Lei Wang has now climbed 6 of the 7 summits on the 7 continents and skied to both the North and South Poles, with only Mount Everest left to do in March 2010. To date, there are only 9 people in the world that have completed this feat, and she is hoping to become the 10th. She will also become the first Chinese woman as well as the first Asian American woman to complete the task. Well, that is really something. Tell me, how long is it going to take you to climb Mount Everest? What's going to be happening? You're going to be doing that this month in March. What's going to be happening with that?
I'm leaving on March 20th, and from March 20th until April 12th, it's approaching to the base camp. That's a very slow, long trekking. And then from April 12th until May 10th is a acclimatization stage. By acclimatization, we mean you climb a high in the day or sleep for night and come back to lower altitude to rest. So we call it climb high, sleep low to acclimatize.
To sort of get your body used to the higher elevations.
Right, yeah, because Everest is so high, you can't adapt to the extremely high altitude in one shot. So we do a process called rotation. That means first few days you go up to Camp 1, come back, then rest a couple days, you go to Camp 2, come back. So that takes a whole month until you adapt to like a Camp 3 level.
Okay, that takes a month, and then how long does it take to get to the top of the mountain after that? Then what happens after that?
So after May 10th, we'll wait for the weather. When the weather is stable, we push for the summit. So from base camp to high camp, then to the summit, it probably take like 5 days, then come down in maybe 2 days.
Come down in about 2 days. Now, it takes you about, so in other words, this whole process, the acclimatization and everything takes about a month, little over a month, to get up to the top of Mount Everest. When you get to the top of Mount Everest, how long will you stay there?
Really depends on the weather. The shortest possible can be just a few seconds. If the weather is bad,
Seconds?
You have to
After all
run
that?
for your life. Yeah, you spend 2 months, maybe you only spend a few seconds. Or if you're lucky, the weather is good, maybe you can just stay there for 5 minutes or half an hour to take as many pictures as you want before you get too cold, then you go down.
And you say you run for your life quickly, huh? What possibly could be the thrill in something like that? You spend so much time doing it, training over a month to get there, and just for a thrill of just a few seconds, what is that like?
That's still a very good accomplishment, and going to still be very emotional, rewarding, even if it's so short, because a lot of best moment in life does not last that long.
Well, that's okay. All right. I've heard there's a spiritual revelation that goes along with this as well. Do you find that to be true?
I feel the same way. I feel this is going to be a very spiritual trip for me. I feel like when I come back, I'll probably become a different person.
Can you put into words some of your feelings and emotions when you do reach the peaks of these mountains?
Normally, it's pretty calm and very concerned about the safety on the way down.
But I guess I'm talking about when you're at, or you're concerned for your safety. When you get to the top, is there what is the strongest emotion you feel at the top? Maybe it's cold, maybe it's fear. I don't know.
Normally it's cold, tired, and a temporary relief. And then you know there's a long way going down.
Okay. Now, you've taken on the role of public speaker. Team motivator, I guess. What kind of message does this allow you to give to people, other people?
I came from a very, in my mind, it's a very normal background. So I feel when I talk to people, I can show them as a normal person without too much resource, without some professional athlete background, you can achieve this. So if you have a dream and make a plan, take the action step by step, you can achieve anything you want.
That's quite a message. Now I know you've got your MBA from the Wharton School, one of the most prestigious business schools in the country, in the world, really. I guess a lot of your classmates are off pursuing business careers. Why are you doing this?
I have been asked that questions myself many times. I was thinking making money or getting a title or getting reward, what is more important for your life? So I felt for me it's most important is I'm living the life that I want to live. That's living a meaningful life for myself and also be able to help others down the road. That be something more rewarding than making money, earning a title, than anything else.
Finally, I guess, what are you going to do when your climbing days are over? After Mount Everest, I guess there's nothing else. What are you going to do next?
I think there will be always other challenge in life. Like I hope to be able to develop some kind of business that can get more women, get more normal people involved in pursuing positive life attitude, active lifestyles.
Okay, well, I guess we'll have to leave it right there. Lei Wang, adventurer, mountain climber extraordinaire, on your last big mountain climbing adventure, about to undertake, climbing to the top, the peak of Mount Everest. Well, good luck and stay warm.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in today. Well, that's it for this edition of Urban Update. If you'd like more information on this program, you can go to our website at whch.com and click on Urban Update. I'd like to thank my guests for coming in, and as always, thank you for watching. Until next week, I'm Byron Barnett. Have a great Sunday, everyone.